September the 14th, 2019. Guys, we've got, it's warm, but it's clear here, almost a full moon tonight in central Mississippi. We've got a breeze coming out of the east. This is the latest on Humberto. Winds at 50 miles per hour sustained. 1,005 millibars pressure. Is moving north-northwest, still to the left at 7 miles per hour. All but one of the models are concurring with this cone. And, well, all but two, the Tabs and the Navy model. And this orange line I put out to the left, just, I'm going to emphasize that by looking at the models. Now, in the white model, the Tabs model show the storm continuing to move north-northwest towards Jacksonville, and then catching another area of high pressure that's going to be moving over the U.S. and turning it around. The other interesting model is in the purple line, fourth from the bottom, called the NVGM, the Navy model. It shows that the first break to the right of the Navy model, and this is what it's showing, is it's going to pull out to the right and then recurve. It's going to be important to watch this because what you're seeing is in the red and orange high pressure areas. As they weaken in the middle and another high pressure starts moving off the U.S. coast, look at that, it turns Humberto back to the left or back to the west, northwest. So as we know, these models change each day, and that's why it's important to watch it. Depending on how Humberto tries to break through the weak areas of the two high pressure systems will determine on its path. Now, again, here's your latest advisories. You got the storm out in the Atlantic, 60% chance of development, and its conditions, after a couple of days, the conditions are forecast to be more conducive for development through the middle of next week, and a tropical depression could form. Now, this one's very interesting. It's 20% chance of development, but a couple things that I've been watching in it as I was in and out throughout the day on the satellite images is they've been off with that yellow X quite a bit, and it can be misleading. As the morning started, the area that was concerning to me, and I even mentioned it yesterday, was the tail end of that upper level low pressure that you can see very clearly spinning over the Gulf. But this was closer to the Florida Keys earlier. Now here's Humberto. What you saw in the earlier part of the day was it was pulling dry air in from the bottom. See that, how it wasn't completely wrapped? That changed. Now, you can see the upper level low that's spinning in the Gulf under the coast of Louisiana. But what they're talking about is a stronger, but smaller, low pressure area. Now, I want you to pay attention to this. It's right here, and this is actually from the video last night. You could see it much closer to the Florida Keys, and it's going to follow this line. And we'll go in there and look at it a little closer, but I'm not sure what's going to happen with it. But you can see the rotation if you look at this. Your orange clouds going into red with infrared are the top layers, and the lighter clouds are the surface rotation. What's happening on the left with this large rotation is you have upper level circulation, but it's not on the surface. If that connected to the surface, then you would start seeing more powerful storms. It's still going to push some rain in, but right here, guys, as small as that area is, if it tries to move ashore anywhere along the panhandle of Florida all the way over into Louisiana, you're going to have tornadoes, severe thunderstorms, things like that. It is rotating just as a tropical system will, and it's right in that area. Again, let me play it through. You can watch it move right there. And you can see Humberto, and now what it's doing, guys, is strengthening because it's cutting out that dry air. Close-up of the Gulf. We're going from last night till today till tonight. I went back about 200 frames. So you can see the evolution of this tail. Again, to the left is the upper level low pressure that a lot of people are thinking they're talking about. Here's the problem, and it's rotating right there into tonight, right in that area. So just pay attention on it, how this develops. You can, as I speed it up, it's very easy to see that center. Check that out. Then again, they're moving their X across basically the bottom of this screen. But the problem is right up there. As I continue to speed it up just so it gives you an idea of where the rotation is. So it's following that curve of the upper level, low pressure. But guys, we're paying attention to it. I want you to watch it. This is a heads up. Be safe.